Thanks for tuning into Black Girl in America TV. I'm here to talk about Mr. Umar Johnson. Y'all know if y'all watch my old videos, I do not call him doctor. He is Mr. He does not have any type of paperwork to be called doctor. Before I get started with this stand-up comedian, I just want to say it's refreshing for me to see that this day and time in 2024, the younger generation, millennials and Gen Zs, take this dude strictly as stand-up comedy. The people that I know that know of him, they don't view him as a leader. Like my little cousins, they are into social media, so of course they know of him, but they take him for pure comedy.
The mother is what and the father is what?
Okay, the reason I'm having a hard time is because I don't want to mislabel people.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby, how you doing? It's nice to see you.
Hi, nice to meet
Good
you.
afternoon, likewise. No hugs, please.
Okay.
And then you come sit right here. Is everything in the shot? You can come sit right here between us.
We having a conversation.
No,
How you?
come on, sit right here, baby. Okay. Yeah. So, come on, we gotta get cozy now, brother. Come on.
No, go ahead.
Can we all get closer? Come, baby, can you scoot over?
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine, Tori.
Okay.
I would disagree with him being with you.
So when I was starting to find out who Umar Johnson really is, I quickly said to myself, something is not right about this guy. And I start asking coworkers, hey, you know of Umar Johnson? And they were in love with him. Like, yes, I love him. I would love for my son to talk to him, or I would love for my son to go to his school. And it was always like a back and forth. I'm trying to get them to see the light of day, and they just not wanting to hear what I had to say. And if you don't know, that's what started the first video that I did of him. So it's refreshing to see that I don't have to do a lot of debating this day and time. A lot of videos of Umar being interviewed always pops up on my YouTube timeline. Sometimes I click on it, sometimes I don't. When I do click on it, it's always me wanting a good laugh because I know I'm going to get a good laugh. That's him overall today in 2024. We know there's no school. We know Umar talk a good talk. And I will say, just like in all my old videos, he's a really smart guy. But to take him seriously, no one does that I know of. And I will give him credit where credit is due. He kept his foot on Kamala Harris' neck and the Democratic Party. Everything he spoke was the truth. I will give him that. To all the women that follows him, you guys should have woken up right away when he linked up with Sukiana. For someone like Mr. Umar, who constantly tells us we need to start appreciating honest black women, educated black women, modest black women. And I heard him telling someone that was interviewing him, I think it was DJ Vlad, where he say, I feel like you're exploiting black women because he only showcased black women on his show that aren't living right. This is the same fake, the same phony Mr. Umar that gave Sukiana a platform on his page. And they linked up and took pictures with her, and he was telling everybody to give her a chance. That goes to show Umar does not practice what he preached. And from that moment, every black woman who support him that is modest and live right and is respectful of themselves should have woken up. And luckily for me, I found him out years ago when all these strippers were coming forward saying they had relations with him. This stand-up comedian, Umar, does not practice what he preaches, which brings me to the reason why I'm doing this video. So he was on Nick Cannon's show. The audacity of this man. He was scolding Nick Cannon for having all these babies by different women and creating all these broken homes in the black community.
How many boys do you have?
7.
If the father is modeling dysfunctional romantic patterns, you have 7 sons. That's 7 kingdoms that you're responsible for.
Yes.
So this is bigger than Nick Cannon.
Absolutely.
Are you comfortable knowing that your sons may take your example into the future for generations to come?
Yeah.
And you're fine with them taking your example.
Now, you might have had me stumped if you had asked me about my 5 daughters. But my 7 sons, to function from the principles in which I operate.
Romantically only.
Absolutely.
You're fine with that?
Very fine.
So
Doc, I feel like I've mastered the game.
Do you want your legacy to be, Brother Nick, 50, 75 years from now, that you were the great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather of a kingdom of dysfunction that's about 20 generations deep?
Who's to say my kingdom is a kingdom of dysfunction?
By dysfunction, I mean you have children in different households with different women. That is not the ideal structure for a child in which to grow.
This man stands behind nothing he preaches, which brings me to this video when he confessed that he has 2 children and 2 baby mothers. That we all know is a lie. In my old videos, I already discussed how he had multiple children by different black women. So we know that is a lie. So Mr. Umar Johnson goes on to say this. Take a listen.
We've learned a little bit about Dr. Umar. One, that you are a father of 2.
Yes.
One which is fully grown, an adult.
22.
And that you currently are not in a traditional relationship. You consider yourself single or looking, because you ultimately will be married, but not married to one woman. You are probably looking to be married to 2 women.
Yes.
But Dr. Umar Johnson, I gotta get my lick back, man.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We cut from the same cloth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You ain't too different from me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been there. And when I go back into my romantic history, when I look at the mothers of my 2 children.
Same mom, different?
Different mom. One daughter here, one daughter here. I could have married either one, but it would not have been because I thought I should have. It would have been because they were the mothers of my children. My daughter's mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a decision, a lifelong decision, about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy. I said we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way. I need to be your wife, and I need to be your wife now. Had they been a little bit more patient and humble with me, either one, they would have became my wife. I don't know if they know that. My desire for 2 wives, though, is not based on personal need. It's based on political need.
This man is a pure joke. He contradicts himself all the time. This man just talks a good game. He does not stand behind anything he preaches. So many things wrong with that. If you procreating with a woman and she wants your hand in marriage, being so that woman is pregnant, that should be the first sign that you should consider to marry this woman. Because again, this is what you teaches. It's not good to make these babies and have these broken homes. Mr. Umar is so knowledgeable. He knows how a black child being raised in a single family home, how it affects them academically. He knows this. And then this jokester says he didn't want to marry neither one of them because he needed to assess them first. Like, make that make sense. You laid down with these women, Umar, and had unprotected sex with them. And then you say you want to assess them after the fact, after you had a whole human being with them. Make that make sense. This is the person that a lot of people follow and be like, yes, yes, Poppy, yes, Umar, yes, Dr. Umar. Like we all know, once you have a child with someone, you definitely have long life ties with them. And the fact that he could not marry either one of them and then gonna say he would need 2 wives, I mean, I want to vomit. This man is disgusting. Like, who do you think you are to say you want 2 wives? You know what? Sadly enough, it's going to be some desperate women out here that will marry him. And the fact that he says when he get 2 wives, he's going to immediately put them to work. Like, sir, this man literally look at marriage as slavery. He does not take marriage seriously. And that's why he's not married yet. Like, you're playing with something so serious and sacred, but yet he's giving Nick Cannon the blues. This guy is a joke. He's doing what he needs to do, and that is giving people a good laugh. This day and time, we need laughter. So, and shout out to him for that. But taking him seriously, please. If I can give y'all any advice, take what Dr. Umar says with a grain of salt. Because when he continues to talk, he tells on himself every time. Until next time, YouTube, peace.
So you're a philosopher? Yes.